Welcome, heroes, to another monthly Heroscape Herald, your one-stop shop for Heroscape news, meta updates, and channel giveaways here. So before we get into all of it, I just wanted to share a little bit of my personal philosophy on like news and things happening specifically for like Heroscape. But I'm just naturally a very optimistic person, and I just like to focus on the good. I don't like focusing on negative things unless there's a solution to fix that. Specifically in Heroscape, things have happened that are negative in the community or with, Renegade or with some of the designs or whatever it may be. And you'll find on this channel that I just like never talk about that stuff. It's not that I don't see the negative things or have an opinion about them. I just generally don't like to share them. Unless, like I said, unless there's a fix for it, then yeah, I'll be happy to talk about how this is bad, but here's a fix. That's kind of my philosophy. So in my news, in my videos, even though there may be some negative things out there going on, I usually just don't talk about it unless there's a solution. For example, like Queen Maladrix. Awesome figure. I love playing her. She's super cool, super thematic, and she's really good too. Except for she just literally didn't fit in so many maps. There was some tournaments that I looked at the map pool and was like, I'm not going to play her because she doesn't fit on half these maps. And, I just never really talked about that very often. But there's a solution now. So it's like, yeah, that was a super negative thing. And we could say it's a bad design and all sorts of stuff. Now there's a fix. You officially can move her legs so she fits better. So anyways, let's get into the news. I just wanted to share just so you understand kind of where I come from, usually when I'm doing videos and when things are happening. What news do we have? What's going on in Valhalla? This I thought was really cool. There is a new G.I. Joe lore video, so I want to watch that with you and talk a little bit about that as well. So let's check this one out. It's cool. On the new Heroscape page, there are just lore videos. So we have just a generic lore video for Heroscape, and then there's a Citadel one, and then there's this Joe one. So let's watch the Joe one.
Mission report to General Hawk. I don't know if you will even receive this transmission. It has to travel across the universe to reach you, maybe even further. Our mission to stop Dr. Mindbender's experiments initially seemed like a success. We broke into his lab and found him testing a device capable of tunneling into the fabric of reality itself. Everything changed as soon as he switched the device on. We found ourselves pulled through this glowing storm into a place unlike anywhere I've ever been. A world far away from Earth, called Valhalla. We're not the only ones who've ended up here from other places, other times. A soldier named Sergeant Drake Alexander has begun filling us in on what we've been sucked into. The last he remembers of Earth is fighting off a German assault during World War II. But one thing's for sure, a war is raging here that will determine the fate of not just Valhalla, but Earth as well, and 1,000 other worlds after that. We are not alone here. Cobra's best operatives were pulled through the storm too. The secrets of this world are too powerful to risk falling into Cobra's hands. Whatever diabolical new plans they have for Valhalla, G.I. Joe will be there to stop them.
Okay. I think these lore videos are super fun. You get little tidbits of things. It's cool to hear about different heroes, and sometimes it feels like maybe there's like a sneak peek going on or something, like in that Secrets of the Citadel, there was a few images that we saw in there that was like, is this potentially something, and then they showed some releases at Adepticon, some sneak peeks, and like those dwarf looking guys riding on the boar were in it. So we're always speculating, right? Like maybe we're going to get something that we didn't know was coming. So that's exciting. So in this video, there wasn't any like figures that I saw that was like, oh, I don't know that person. But Duke is reporting to General Hawk. So that was like, oh, who's General Hawk? Now, what I really like about Joe is there is a ton of lore. There's tons of comics. There's videos. There's movies. There's TV shows. Like there's so much about Joe. So I know IPs can be controversial. And I at first was hesitant about the Joe IP coming in. But I think the designers of Renegade did a fantastic job of making it feel like Heroscape, play like Heroscape, and they have so much lore behind them, which is exciting because that's what I ended up doing. Though I didn't grow up watching it, so I wouldn't have watched a bunch of the 80s TV shows and the movies, and I read some comics, watched some videos about lore and things like that. So it's exciting to me. I like the Joe IP now, and it helps too that, you know, troopers are pretty strong. So, and they're fun to play. Maybe they're too good. I don't know. We'll see how the meta continues to change as we play them and get to know how to play with them and against them. So who's General Hawk? This is just a picture off of Wiki of General Hawk. And so General Hawk, you know, could we get him as a new figure? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So what General Hawk is basically, in a nutshell, General Hawk is to the Joes as like Nick Fury is to S.H.I.E.L.D. and Marvel. So he's, you know, a leader, but he's also really cool and he can fight his own battles if he needs to. But that's who General Hawk is. That's who he was talking to. So you can go look up General Hawk and learn more about him. But there's so much detail on the Joes, which is cool. Cause like, I like looking in their lore because they have so much lore. They're like, this is where they went to. This is where they were born. This is their parents. This is the school that they went to. And this is the struggles they did and the wars they fought in. And so there's just like so much lore on every single character in the Joes, which is cool. Anyways, moving on. May releases, they're happening right now. I'm getting all of my May releases in like a couple days. So I'm very excited to get mine, get my hands on them, open them all up. I'll do videos of all those as well. I'll be painting them too. And doing some battles. You know, I do like doing the battle reviews. Let me know if you like that too in the comments. You know, I've done that a few times where it's like unbox and battle and actually play them like almost immediately just to kind of get a feel for them and how good they are. But I'm pretty excited for every single thing here, to be honest. They all are going to be really cool. This ship, I'm excited for some maps. There's going to be some cool maps that are coming out. There's actually this map on the Renegade Discord. I was talking with Savage Cabbage, and this one he's working on developing. This isn't like the final thing, but this is kind of a sneak peek of it, and I just think it looks really cool. I like the way the ship looks on a map, and this map specifically, just it looks so cool. I'm just excited to play on it. I think there'll be a lot of cool games to be played, so I'm excited and hopeful that this ship will become kind of a standard thing and be in a lot of maps. And then we have the Reavers, the Necrotech Reavers. They are really unique in a lot of ways. One unique thing is just that there's 6 in a box. So really cool and economic for people buying and getting into Heroscape, that you can just buy a couple of these boxes and have a full developed army, because they have these detachable and attachable arms that make them into common heroes that they can bond with. So really cool. And they have a revived mechanic type thing. And I love anything that, like, I love healing and life stealing and anything that comes back to life. I think is really cool and fun and thematic. And that's one thing that they do is, you know, I think it's like at the beginning of the round, if one of your heroes is dead, the common hero, you can replace it with one of the commons. It can become a common hero, and so you can kind of get them back. So it's cool. We'll see how good it is. I don't know. They have 3 attack and 4 defense, which is knights from Classic Scape, and that was always really strong. Yes, they were 4-man versus 3-man, so maybe not as strong, but probably pretty strong. We'll see how it goes. Then you have the Revenants of Revna. These are fun. They're just revived characters from Classic Scape, and then the Niclouvi, and he is terrifying looking, but it's cool because this is all like history. This is Heroscape history coming back to life, and I think this is some Irish, or I'm not sure. Well, when I do the unboxing, I'll look it up and actually give you all the details. So, and then we have the Scordyre Infantry with their bugs that they can bond with. So those look super cool. They remind me of another IP that I like, Starship Troopers. They have some like crazy cool looking bugs, and like this one right here kind of reminds me of those bugs because they had these big like claws and stuff. Anyways, and then we have Agent Carr, which is a throwback to Classic Scape, and they combined Dund with Agent Carr. So cool to see that. I don't know how great he'll be or not. Well, but I'll have to play him, try him. Definitely in like a singleton, probably really strong because he hits hard and he can mess up order markers. And then we have the Kraken, which I saw that in person at the last tournament. Somebody had that. I'm not playing it, but they just brought it. And man, those things are big. I'm excited to see those. And then we got Thormun. And in all the pictures I've seen, he looks pretty cool. And then we have the Heroscape Tome of Annihilation. I'm actually really excited for this. I like lore. It's very interesting to me. And having a physical copy of the lore is really cool. I think it's awesome to have a book like that. So I'm excited to check that book out. So May releases, get them ordered. I also do have an affiliate link if you want to support the channel. If you're going to be buying directly from Renegade anyways, go ahead and support the channel by using that. Thank you so much. Okay, upcoming events. Scape Summit 3, that's in my backyard, and that is this month. Super exciting. It's gonna be fun. We got an Airbnb, so there'll be some people staying at the Airbnb. We'll have everything set up, and we'll be able to play games all day, all night if you want. Like, got the place to ourselves. I actually think there's like a pickleball court kind of set up on the outside too, so in between games maybe we'll be playing some pickleball. It'll be a lot of fun though. Super cool. And then ScapeCon 6 is coming up. Very fun event. Tons of people, well over 100. I went last year. I had a blast. Definitely recommended. I would be going this year, but I'm not. So I'm sad about that, but I'll probably be going next year because my son doesn't stop talking about how it's unfair that I went to ScapeCon and he did not. So we'll probably be doing our best to make it out next year. And then Gen Con. Gen Con's coming up. I will be going to Gen Con. I am very excited because I got my buy. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. But Gen Con's really cool to go to because there's going to be lots of Heroscape, World Championship, and then also just other games are really cool to see. There's tons of games for sale, tons of demos, tons of stuff going on. There's 75,000 plus people there. Like, it is the nerd mecca. It's a lot of fun though. I enjoy just walking around the dealer hall, seeing all the games. It's cool. And then we have the Northwoods Con coming up, and then a new one popped up here, the Battlefront at Dayton, so that's towards the end of the year as well. And all of these except for Gen Con is on .org, so you can look at the information there. A little bit more about Gen Con if you're planning to go to Gen Con. The event catalog goes live in May 3rd, so depending when currently while I'm recording this, it hasn't happened, but when I edit and upload the video, it might have already happened. But May 3rd, super important because you can see all the events that are going to happen. And what I'm most excited for is to find out what the format is for the World Championship so I can begin practicing and prepping the right army for it. Because right now, there's speculations, there's guesses, and we're trying to practice, but it's hard to because who knows what they're going to do? Is it going to be really high figure count? I don't think so because it just means games could go longer and we don't like games to go long. We want them to be on time. So I feel like it'll be a low figure count. But if you go too low, it'll be a queen meta, and we did that last year. So we don't want a queen meta. So you got to find this sweet spot that's going to work with everything and help all of the new stuff shine, so it'll be interesting to see what the organizers can come up with. And then the next important date for Gen Con is May 17th. That's event registration. So that's when you can sign up for all of the events at Gen Con. And super important, last year there was some events. There was a bounty one with the Renegade staff. You're playing against Renegade staff, and they had some unique prizes. And that thing sold out like immediately, So just be ready to register to all of your events right at that exact moment in time. So moving on. 62 store championships are on the Battle Network right now. Last I checked, that is a lot of store championships. Crazy. Speaking of store championships, though, if you are going to go to store championship, you do got to get onto the Battle Network and set everything up there. If you don't know how to do that, I did make a little short video of how to enter Heroscape tournaments on the Battle Network. Like, the most important part of that is how to submit an army. It's slightly confusing because it's like not done on the actual event. You got to do it before and then you add it later. So it's just a little confusing sometimes for some people. So check that out. That should clear any doubts up. And then, you'll know how to do it forever. Pretty easy once you've done it once. Okay, looking at the big winners and the contemporary meta. How's the meta shaping up? So last time, if you watched that one, it was like everybody's like troopers are gonna win it all, and no, not one event that I saw in a Valkyrie Triad Store Championship was won by troopers. So let's see how it turns out this time. There was 16 store championships in April that I found. And then criteria for this, just so everybody understands what I'm pulling and why I'm not pulling other events, is I look for an event that has at least 10 players or more. And then the next part of the criteria is that there's data. Like the army's got to be there, the event's got to be complete, so we can actually look at the data and pull from there. So those are kind of 2 criteria. So if you don't see like your store, why isn't my store championship on there? Well, maybe it didn't fall into this criteria. And so let's take a look at what we had. We had Utah Demolition Games Store Championship. Who is the winner? Board Hero. Who's that guy? I don't know. Okay, yeah, that was me. That was a fun championship. I went 4-0 and I did it with troopers. So maybe troopers are good. I don't know. I didn't put what my build was here because we'll be doing a battle report for that championship. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed so that you get the notification or whatever when I release that video. And then you'll be able to see what my build was and how it all went. There was some really close games, though. I'll tell you what, really close games. So I definitely wouldn't say the troopers are like so broken that they'll beat anything and everything, but I will say they are really good. Moving on. In Minnesota, the Forge Store Championship. The winner was Chris B. Congrats, Chris B, for winning that one. His build was Maladrix with the Honor Guard, 1 Krakenling, and 3x Gallery. Pretty strong, you know. Gallery have been showing up in a lot of wins, definitely, and Maladrix as well. All right, and then we have Kentucky Miso Store Championship. This one was a pretty big one. I'm pretty sure they had over 20 players, and the winner was Necroblade. Congrats, Necroblade. And ironically, he had a gas blades. So he had the Reaver build. So he had 4 Reavers, 1 Necro gas blade, and 1 gas fire, and then the Hellforge Manticore. So really cool build. And he won, you know, won a store championship with this. And there was a lot of trooper builds there I saw. So there you go. They can be beat. And this build looks cool. I'm thinking of trying to run it at my next store championship. Kind of a funny name. I don't know if Tommy's the one that coined it, but I heard it from him, is the Easy Bake Oven Army. Because the Hellforge is just eating things up. So that'll be a fun one to try playing. Let's see, what do we got next? So Peoria Store Championship. The winner was Darkleaf. Congrats, Darkleaf, for winning that Store Championship. This one was like a bring 2 strike one, so you kind of got some pod and drafting. So it's hard to say, like, you know, did he win using Maladrix with Irene, or did he win using the crustaceans, Savaris, Raylan? This build is very interesting because the crustaceans, like, you want them to die because they're going to mess up the map and maybe make lava and do all sorts of stuff. But then Raylan's good to be there because, oh, you killed my crustacean, I might kill you. So then you're kind of trading for that. So that makes these not be so bad when they die. And then if they really make the map super wonky, then Savaris might be able to survive better because anybody trying to come after him has to traverse like all this lava and maybe molten lava. And so that gives him more time to shoot at you. So very interesting build to me. You know, if Darkleaf, you're watching this, or anybody that played in this event and played against him, it'd be interesting to find out like how often were these crustaceans used, because I would like to know if it was any good or not. That'd be cool. So along with all of these, you know, if any of you that won this are watching this, or anybody that played in this event can shed some insights on how the tournaments went, it'd be cool to hear from you in the comments, and we could chat about it and see, because sometimes there's only so much you can get from looking at the winners and the builds and what you can assume how things went, but it's fun to hear about it directly from the winners. So all right, then we had a Texas Eaton Games Store Championship. The winner was Drumtooth. Congratulations, Drumtooth. He had a Cobra Flight Pod, Gallery, 5 of them, and a Krakenling. So Gallery, there you go. They're winning again. Gallery they're strong. They're really good, especially if you can field a lot of them. That's what you get overwhelmed. Then you got the Cobra Flight Pod for fighting the other pod, potentially fly in there and get a few explosion attacks. And it's nice because that does have an X order marker option, so you can surprise somebody with that. Just take an order marker and take a turn with them. So congrats. And then we had Card Addiction in California. There's a store championship. This was a really big one. I think there's like 27 players or something. There was quite a few players at that. And the winner was Dutch Bandit. Congratulations, Dutch Bandit. He won it with 3x Chain Gruts, Imperator Kane, Ramasaur, Tuck, and Raylan. That's cool. Chain Grut's taking it. So we have Chain Gruts winning, we have Troopers winning, and we had the Necrotechs winning so far. Pretty diverse meta, I'm happy to see, you know, and then you still have Gallery, which they've won some games as well, and obviously the Queen too. So Dutch Bandit, I've played against him in a Valkyrie trial. I actually didn't play against him in the Valkyrie trial because I did so bad, because he won it all. That was like my worst tournament ever. I did really bad in that one. But anyways, he's really good at playing with Raylan 4.0, with, you know, the BT Raylan. He knows how to play her really well, when her to swoop, when not to swoop, where to put her. It's fun to play against that. So, and last one I have on here, it looks like, I think it was Kansas at the Pink Elephant Store Championships. The winner was AKA the Villain. And what did the Villain bring? The Cobras. So he had Baroness, Cobra Commander, 2 Troopers, and Serpentor. I haven't seen Baroness in a lot of builds. I imagine, you know, you take a turn on Baroness, and that way you can move Baroness and maybe Cobra Commander or Serpentor. Probably Cobra Commander. Move Baroness and Cobra Commander up into where you're going to kind of pot up, and then you can just put the rest on the Cobra Troopers. But that way you get to move stuff. Because the thing about, like, when you use the twins, which they're really good because they give a lot of boost and then they can hire somebody. But generally, when you hire somebody, they're taking an order marker to move. Then you take a turn on the twins and move the twins up. And then the third order marker, you actually move your troopers. And so it just takes a while to develop all of that. And so with something like this, like Baroness is going to give that extra bonus, but you get to bond with another hero so you can develop a little bit quicker. So you just do 1 order marker, get 2 heroes up into place, and then you're just all on your troopers. So I dig it. I can see how it could be pretty good. And Baroness is no slouch. She's got high range, high attack, and the ability to bond every once in a while. So if your troopers all die out and Baroness is still alive and one of your other heroes, you're still getting an extra activation each round with Baroness and the potential to move an order marker. So I can see that being pretty good. So anyways, congrats to all the winners. Meta's shaping up. So this time around, the Troopers finally won some store championships, but we also have Chain Gruts winning and the Necrotechs as well, and then the old Gallery and some Queens. All right, channel giveaway. Let's get into this. Though the way to enter into the channel giveaway has already been done in the last one. So everybody that commented on guessing what my build was going to be for my last store championship, we pulled all the comments in that video, and so I got those all thrown up, and these are the prizes to pick from. So you got some Serpentor, the battle box, Shiori, some organizers, some dice, some terrain, and some other heroes and figures and stuff. So see what you want to take home, and let's see who wins it. So let's spin that wheel. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Who's gonna win? I forgot to put my name on here. Oh, the Solo Scaper. Congrats, Solo Scaper. So please send me a message on Discord, and then also we'll just need to do some verification, because I've had some people try to, like, I don't know why some people are trying to, you know, steal other people's giveaway of some Heroscape. It's silly. I had that happen in one of the giveaways. I was like, are you kidding me? Anyways, so go ahead and message me on Discord, and you'll be able to pick your prize, and I'll ship it out to you. So congrats, the Soul Scaper. Okay. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. The next channel giveaway will be when we hit 325 subscribers. We'll do another channel giveaway and have some way to enter that. Pretty simple and easy. And again, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something about the meta, something about the channel, or had fun, or whatever. Leave it in the comment. Let me know. Play some Heroscape. We'll see you next time.